If you guys can hear me and you're watching this after the fact, go ahead, like and subscribe because obviously YouTube most likely. But hey, I love you guys. Actually, my favorite app because it's more versatile. Like you can post stuff, you can post pictures, you can comment on comments on comments on comments. This is a cool app for me. It's been around. It's like the grandfather of pretty much social media in a sense nowadays. But yeah, if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure to check out my like page, MikeyBreathes. Check out my personal page, which is also MikeyBreathes. Don't get them confused. They're both just MikeyBreathes. I am MikeyBreathes. I am the guy who is named Mikey, who also goes. Right now, we're going to do a mic check. Sasha, how do we sound?
It sounds great. I just checked.
And what about yourself? Have you checked yourself?
I will check myself.
Let's see how Sasha sounds. Can you hear Sasha? But either way, guys, if you're now tuning in, go ahead and drop your questions below. You know me, I'm the guy who is full of inspiration and revelation and wisdom that you've never heard before anywhere. But I'm pretty much stating the obvious, but it's not obvious because it's not so much about what's obvious in reality. What's obvious more so when you pierce through the veil, when you see things for what they actually are. And that's what we talk about today. So go ahead and drop your comments below. I'd like to answer them. I love to connect with you guys. That's why I'm here. So, and also to charge myself in this right energy. So love you guys. Sasha, do we have any people in the comments?
Yes, Victor sent a heart.
What is up, Victory? How's it going, man?
Yo, Sunflower's here. Jean, August is here.
August is here. Yeah, it's June.
Or Kaylee is here. Conscious Harmony is with us.
That is amazing. So it's been rainy season here in Nepal, which, hey, kudos. Amazing. It's a lot more greener, a lot more vibrant, but just that dampness and that wetness is kind of like made me a little flat. I thrive in dry, heated environments. So when it's like deserts, I freaking come alive. So to be in a moist place, I didn't think that Nepal was so tropical. Like it is extremely tropical here. Like, yeah, we're right north of India, and India is extremely tropical. I thought Nepal was going to be more like Tibet, and you have Everest and stuff like that. No, it's extremely lush. It's extremely vibrant. And even the locals told me that in wintertime here, it doesn't even snow. I thought, dude, we're like near Mount Everest and all this other stuff. Surely it's going to snow in Kathmandu in the winter. They're like, no, it doesn't snow here, bro. It's like, it's pretty much stays warm year round. It doesn't get too cold. So that was a big surprise. But we're in rainy season and it is very moist. Moist environments are not my climates to thrive in, but I'm still thriving. I feel great. My body looks great. I haven't worked out in over almost 6.5 years now. And yet my body has not just sustained or maintained, I actually gained muscles. I went from, when I first got on the guide, I was like 260, like around there. And then I dropped all the way to 190 pretty much. And then from 190, now I built back up. And now my highest weight here was like 218. But I went through some psychic stuff earlier in the week to where I was like putting out a lot of energy. People were having dreams and visitations of me and stuff like that. And I dropped a lot of weight from that because it took a lot of energy. I'm actually smaller now because I've been putting out so much psychic energy. So now I'm rising at like 212. So I was like 218 whenever I first wake up in the day or rise, I say. But now I'm rising at like 212, maybe 213. So like I've lost quite a bit of like substantial weight, but it's all cool because the purpose isn't muscles. The purpose isn't losing weight, gaining weight. The purpose is truly engaging with reality to the highest degree to have the greatest effect, because that's why we're here. We're here to live. So yes, Sasha.
All right. So DARLMJ on TikTok said, looking younger than ever.
That's what I'm saying. If you noticed me about 2 weeks ago, maybe like a week ago, yeah, even just like a week ago, dude, my face aged so hard. I'm the guy who's like, look at their face, look at their face. If their face is showing age, and they're not sustaining life. They're doing activities, but they're not sustaining life. When I look at my face even a week ago, dude, I look so much older because all the psychic energy I was putting out. So I finally found a way to do it sustainably, because it's the most intense psychic psionic power I've ever put out in my life. It was a lot, especially here in Nepal. It's a very much a headspace region. Like every place in the world unlocks a different chamber in your body. Some unlocks the heart, some unlock the head. Like in India, I was in India, it unlocked my stomach area, but now I'm in Nepal. It is all head. It's all head. I don't even really have that much of a drive in like my libido specifically here, because all my energy is going into my head. Like I have energy and I'm thriving and stuff like that, especially in my past lives. You'll see me like, yeah, I'm like yelling, going, yeah. But specifically here in Nepal, like there's so much head energy. And even the women here don't have a high drive like that. Like it's not It's not like that here. It's not just the culture. It's just this region. It pushes all the energy up to the head. So like it's very much a head space, this country and everything else. So with that, I've been utilizing that energy and then putting out, the psychic power, stuff like that. And at one point it was so heavy what I was putting out. I saw my face aging in real time. I took note of it. I noticed it. I didn't just let it happen. I looked at myself in the mirror. I noted what's going on. It's like, how can I make this sustainable? I started doing that. And now we're at the point where then I got my youth back. So now we're good.
Beautiful. And Monica said hi or good morning.
What is up, Monica? You get that money or what, girl?
Constantly, consciously said hottest guy on IG.
I appreciate you.
And then McGarvey on Facebook said, what does it mean to be hungry? How do we know when we are truly hungry?
Well, whether you guys can hear me or not, I'm going to come back to the mic. Now you can turn my mic up just to make sure they can hear me.
Yeah, if you got connected.
Yeah. But how do you tell if you're hungry? It doesn't matter, for one. It's not about hunger. It's mainly about you intaking everything that you're made of. So, because either way, whether you're hungry or not, if you're only eating vitamin A through vitamin C and you're missing all the other stuff, whether you're full on mass or not in your stomach, you need to be eating all those things. So it's about intaking all those elements so you can evolve and go to the highest degree. So hunger really isn't what we're looking at to determine whether we should do something or not. It's going to be present because you don't have something, but it's not our driver. It's just an indicator. Because you need to be doing this hunger or not. That's why I still have all my people in my Discord community and who follow the guide eat every single day to get here, to get to the psychic power, to get to this degree of sustainability, to regenerate your youth and all this other stuff. You have to eat every single day. Get over your insecurities. Get over wanting to fast. Get over wanting to starve yourself. Get over what you think you need to do as far as I need to lose weight, gain weight, and all this bull crap. And forget that stuff. See how you're actually made and what you're made of, and then evolve into it. Go to a higher degree of it.
So I'm gonna scoot this way, just a little bit.
Cool. I just did,
cool.
Yeah.
Lamarcus said, hi, Breathes.
What's up, Lamarcus?
And then Lori said, your skin is beautiful.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, again, if you guys see me a week ago, you can see my face aging in real time. So like some of the interviews I did, not even a week ago, man, like right when the podcast started, like right when all the big jump happened. So I was on Andreas's podcast. You can see a little bit on there. And then I was on Zach's and you could see it on there. But then I was on Ivan's, you can see it on there. So like all these recent podcasts, you can really see the energy just being sucked from my life because I was putting out so much. So I had to find a way to do it sustainably. Now I figured out how to do it. I've been approaching it sustainably. Now I look young again. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to age. Like aging is just the factor of how you're living your life in a non-sustainable manner. When you find out how to do it in a sustainable manner, you get all that energy back. So I got my youth back. Now I feel young again, which is cool.
Vanya on Instagram said,
hey,
hello.
What's up, Vanya?
How to engage with life when you're feeling bored?
Well, the boredness itself is showing you that you're not tapping into your own creativity. How could you ever be bored? We live on technically an infinite earth. There's infinite things to do. Like yesterday, I took pretty much my whole neighborhood out to Jump Zone. Like take your neighborhood out to Jump Zone, go outside, go in the sun, make up a game, do this, do that, do that, do this. Like make new things to do. Like you're only bored if you're not creative. If you're creative, then you don't ever get bored. So me, I don't ever get bored. There's always something to do. Me, like even with my psychic powers, like one of my things is how do I sustain putting out all this psychic energy and not age and become, withered or anything like that? Well, that's my new mission. That's my new goal. That's my new challenge. And that took me about a week and a half to figure out. So for the last week and a half, I've been on a project of like, hey, how do I put out this much energy, sustain it, and then not be pulled by it or operate in it without going backwards? So there's always something to do. So if you're bored, it's just lack of you seeing what you're actually in, because there's never a moment to be bored. There is always something to do. Always.
Vladimir in the UK said, hi, Mikey. I started reading the Life Guide 2 days ago. Thank you. Any recommendations?
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you. And then for the recommendations, read it every day. That's the recommendation, is to read it. It's a full, complete manual and guide to life. So just do what it says. It's all there. There's nothing external that you need or additives or anything like that. Just read it. And then as you read it, don't just read it, do what it says. And you'll have the most life you've ever seen that you didn't even know was possible. You start living a life that these people sleep on. They don't even know this is real. They don't even know what they could have. And that's why I made it available to you guys, because there's more, there's more to life than what you've ever been told. There's more to life than what's ever been revealed, because all these people are scraping as they're reaching. We go in and then we live it. This is not Gnosticism. This is not spirituality. It's not any of that bull crap. It's not fasting or a diet. It's simply knowing thyself at the end of the day.
Lori on TikTok asked, how are your teeth so white?
I live by the guide. So the guide makes my eyes white and piercing. It makes my skin beautiful. It makes my teeth white. It makes my muscles strong. Like literally it perfects all of my body, because people are like, well, I'm not perfect. Well, that's why they live in a non-perfect way. But when you understand that there is a way to activate your perfection from the inside, you start exuding that perfection in your teeth, how white they are, your eyes, how piercing they are, and your skin, how much it glows and radiates. I don't use any lotion on my skin. I don't use anything for my eyes. I don't wear contacts. There's nothing I use. This is all internal being expressed externally. The guide gives you the step-by-steps on how to do that. If you want the guide, go to MikeyBreathes.com. It's probably my lower thirds here. If not, Sasha will put it up. And you can get the guide. If you use code 1133 at checkout, you get a special discount on the guide. Or you can become a member of my Discord, which is the most powerful place on earth. And there's so much energy in there. I've left over 2,740 specific teachings and voice memos that you could be listening to those things every single day for the next 7.5 years and still barely even make a dent. Like it would take you 7.5 years to listen to all the voice memos that I currently have in there. I'm still adding more in weekly. So yeah. Definitely join the Discord membership. And if you join it for the annual membership, you get the guide for free and the meal plan.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
So Monica said, still working on money.
Don't even work on it. Just embrace it. Remember, you only get what you want. So if you don't have money, it's because you don't want to have money. So that's the long short of it.
And Prabja said, hi, sir. And
What's up, bro?
then Luca said, where are you, Mike? Are you in Italy?
No, I'm not in Italy. I'm at the house.
And Ibaka said, bon dia, Ferguson.
What's
All
up?
caps.
What is up?
And then It Knows Your Name on TikTok said, good morning, good day.
Thank you so much. Bless you guys.
And then Lori on
I'll give you a hint on where I am. Namaste. Namaste.
Yo.
Oh, so one.
And Nathan or Oates said, hey, Mikey.
What's up, Nate? How's it going, bro? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Oates? Oat dog.
Lori on TikTok asked, do you ever see yourself having children to pass this all down to?
Why do you want to have my kids? Is that why? You want me to merge my genetics with yours so we can create something? You want to be a creator together? You want to co-op this thing, huh? You want to tag team? You want to go into a partnership? An industrial undertaking?
Sounds powerful.
Probably so, yeah.
All right. And Ola, Ibaka. And then Luca asked, because I saw the location in the post. Ha ha ha.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, I guess on another post.
I post everywhere all around the world.
Yeah.
Connect with the whole world.
And then
bless you.
Nathan asked, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. Nathan Oates or the other Nathan?
Nathan Oates.
Yo, I'm doing amazing, man. I feel good. I came here because I feel good and I see myself. I'm like, dude, I'm radiating and glowing and shining, and I want to share this radiance just with people. Hey, look, there's an energy here. I want to share this with you guys. That's it. Bless you.
And Kate is like, yo, what's up?
Yo, what up, Kate? How's it going, dog? I'm just happy I got my youth back, man, because it was hitting me, all this psychic power and stuff like that. It was something deep and heavy to go into. I'm like, how do I sustain this? How do I do it? So now that I figured it out, genius mode, right? You just figure it out. No one taught me. No one told me. I didn't watch a video. I just went in and started breaking it down, seeing what this is, seeing how to navigate through it. Now I got my youth back. Now I look young again. It's there's a clear difference. There's a clear difference from me 2 weeks ago to now. And it's really cool.
I'm glad you're feeling much better.
And even over the no, that's not feeling better. It's understanding. It's not about feeling better. I didn't feel bad. There was a psychic power. I didn't know how to do the sustainable. How do I engage in this power to where it doesn't pull from me? How do you engage in a specific power to where it's not draining to operate in the power? How do you have stamina to operate in a specific power to where you can sustainably do it, to where it doesn't take from your life force? And now that I found that out, now I got the power and I'm able to sustain in it, and I have my youth back, which is the evidence of it. So it's very beautiful. I feel extremely achieved and accomplished, and I'm like, dude, another tally in the belt, you know. It's like another power absorbed, almost like Mega Man when he touches his enemy or his foe, he absorbs their power. It's like, yeah, just got that power. So like it's a new one added to it. So
yeah. Which Oates or Nathan said, I just started by following the guide, of course. My abs are ripping. How it's happening so quick.
So quick, man. Like it doesn't take a month. It doesn't take a year. It doesn't take an extreme diet. And here's the thing, people are ignorant to this stuff. People think you have to go to the gym to go get abs. People think that you have to diet or be a vegan or a carnivore or some stupid crap. They think you have to be something else besides yourself. And all I do is point back to you and show you, and now you having the understanding of you automatically forms your body. So definitely post your before and after, man. I'll use it in my posts and stuff like that. Hey, day 1 on the guide, and then day whatever you are on the guide, like week, day 7 or something like that. It doesn't take long. It does not.
He said, yeah, my body looks and feels so much better.
Dude, I've been in the guide for 5.5 years. How do you think if you feel that in 7 days, imagine that compounded by 5.5 years. That's how I feel unlimited, bro. I feel unstoppable. I'm like, I can just keep going and going, and my brain power, my cognition, like everything, I feel superhuman. So you're 7 days in and you already feel that powerful. Wait till you're 5 years in. Wait till you're 2 months in, 3 months in. The power never stops. That's the cool thing with the guide is like, there's no cap to it. There's no limit. Like, okay, cool. I've been in the guide for a month now. I hit the ceiling. Now I'm 5.5 years in. I just now upgraded a new power. There's no ceiling to the power. It's so beautiful and it feels so good.
And then Muhammad asked, is there anything which can change our eye color from black to blue?
Well, there is no eye color that's black. That's not real. No one has black eyes. You might have extremely dark eyes, but they're not black. And for you wanting to change your eye color to blue, most likely you hate yourself. So as long as you hate yourself, it's not going to happen. You can only get here by loving yourself. So you have to first accept yourself where you are, and then love yourself through the process of life and time. And then through that embrace, your life automatically transforms. That's what it is. So my eyes were green and brown, and now they're like steel gray blue. But I don't care if my eyes change colors. I don't care if my eyes were black. I don't care if my eyes were red. I don't care if my eyes were whatever. I love myself no matter what.
Tessel said, hi, some love from the Netherlands here.
I love the Netherlands, man. And the Netherlands love me. I get a lot of love from the Netherlands, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of love. I don't know what happened over there, but man, that whole region, like in Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Austria, what else? Switzerland. I get a lot of love just in that general area. From the UK a little bit, but mainly from like Northern Europe.
And she asked, I wonder if you just sleep when you feel like sleeping?
I sleep at night. So yeah, and at night I feel like sleeping. So yeah, I sleep when I feel like sleeping, but I feel like sleeping at a late time in the evening. So I sleep normally. But I do feel like sleeping. And if I didn't feel like sleeping, I would question why. And if I did feel like sleeping earlier, I'd also question why. So with the guide, it brings you into the full scope of understanding yourself, so you know what's going on. So then you can position yourself in a sense to where you have energy when you need it. And then when you're done with the energy, you can go into deeper realms of sleep, which usually occur at night. It's through knowing yourself. But I don't take naps. I never take naps. When I sleep, I go to sleep. And then when it's time to rise, I rise.
That's true.
That's it. No naps. I'm not a nap guy. It's not my thing.
And then Little Sassy, aka Rachel, said on TikTok, said, hey, Mikey and girls, been following you for years now. Life-changing info.
Freaking love you so much. Little sassy. Little sassy sass.
And then Ali on YouTube said, hey, Mikey, finished your guide. It is helping.
You don't finish the guide. I'm gonna stop right. You do not finish the guide. It is ever progressing and ever going. You can read it, but it doesn't mean that you applied it. To finish the guide would be to do it all. You can't do it all. It would take you probably a year to do everything in there. So if you got the guide in less than a year, you didn't finish it, you just read it. And there's a big discernment between Reading something and actually finishing something, they are not the same. You read it, awesome, but you have not finished it. Go ahead.
I'm glad you caught that.
I mean, it's very obvious to me. It's like when you say that, you trick your brain, you think you're done, but then you don't have the results you want. Like, oh, I did it. I finished the guide. No, you didn't, which would be the thing that would stop you from getting the results you want. Because if you tell yourself an incorrect narrative, it's going to be expressed in reality and you're not going to see the results you want. You have to be completely literal and actual with yourself. You didn't finish the guide, you just read it. The guide is specifically positioned with syntax and in a manner and in a directive that makes it perpetual. It's ongoing, because once you've been in the guide for a month and you go back and you read it, it's a completely different guide now. You're like, whoa, like I didn't catch this the first time. Then you do it for 2 months, you go back and you read it, like, whoa, I didn't catch this. It's ever growing. It's a living thing. It's ever expanding. So the guide itself, I tell people, don't worship the guide itself, but understand the words and the energy that it is, the formulation of it. It's not the tangible paper or just the words, but it's the energy that's in it. And that energy is an ever growing spirit. It's impossible to finish. I'm 5.5 years in. I haven't finished the guide because there is no finish. But anyway, what was the question?
He said, yes, agreed. And then the question is, it is helping me with my energy and mental clarity. And any reason that bananas are not in the never to eat list? I searched online, however, did not find any info online.
Yeah, because online is going to tell you some bull crap. They're going to tell you what they know, but that's the dead telling you how to like just push off dying just a little bit. I'm not the dead. I'm the living. I'm the living telling you how to live, not the dead telling you, okay, well, you count your calories and bananas are great. I don't subscribe to that crap. I don't subscribe to that world. It's such a lower. It's a compressed mindset, and it's not very developed. I speak of a methodology that expands you and it gives you life as you do it. So you're not going to find anything I say online. That's why people are like, I could just go online and find it. No, you can't. Those are people who've never read the guide who would say that. But once you read the guide, like, oh, snap. Even if the words are the same, there's a different energy about it. So the reason why bananas aren't in the guide, because they're not the best. I only focus on the best. Don't put anything in your body. It's not the best. If it's not the best, don't put it in your body. Bananas are not the best. They're just a cheap knockoff to sell you guys of this GMO state thing. Like it's state. It comes from being modified. And that's why it is what it is, which is why it's so sweet. You eat a real banana from the wild, they're not sweet like that. They're full of seeds. It's not a bunch of, that's not real, the thing that you eat there. So it's not the best. So guess what? If you put not the best in you, your body will reflect not the best. When you put the best in you, your body will reflect the best. I'm the best because I only put the best in me whenever I do put stuff in me. Real, living, try to stay as far away as I can from GMO stuff or splice stuff. But, for the most part, the only thing that goes in me is the best, which is why I look like this by default. And that's why bananas are on the never to eat list.
And then Tone asks, do you believe in...
I love you, bro.
I gotta take a moment for
bro. Tone, I love you, dude.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So,
forever and always.
Do you believe in circadian rhythms or just
no.
made up?
I don't believe it's made up. I believe it's beefed up or fluffed up. I don't believe it's made up. I do believe it's fluffed up because there are certain animals that sleep in the night and are awake during the day. And there are certain animals that are awake during the night, nocturnal animals, and are asleep during the day. So like there is a rhythm at which things go to sleep and stuff like that. But that is just the state at the development of the being itself. You have had children and when you first have a baby, that baby's sleeping in the day, it's awake at night, it's awake in the day, it's asleep at night. So it's rhythms all over depending on the development of it. So you being a conscious being come to the point where you understand whatever state you're currently in is going to depict where you need to be. So if you went to the rhythm or the circadian rhythm, that how it's been fluffed up and explained to you, you're going back on a routine and you're disassociating from yourself. But when you're actually engaged in yourself and you know what conscious level you're in, sometimes you don't sleep at night. And it's just like that, bro. Sometimes I go to bed at like 8:30 p.m., which is early for me, super early. I'm saying that because that's like weird for me. I go to bed usually at like 1 o'clock in the morning, usually. But there's sometimes I'll go to bed because that's the time, because that's the conscious level I'm at. And then I'll rise, later. Sometimes I won't even wake up until like 9. So I'll sleep over 12 hours. And then there's sometimes I go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I rise at like 8. And there's time I go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll rise at 12 in the afternoon. So it really just depends. But I'm completely in acknowledgement of the present engagement of consciousness that I'm in as I'm embarking in the actions. I understand, like, okay, it's 11 o'clock, let me go to bed. I like numbers aren't real, so I'm not letting that number dictate anything to me. I'm checking in with my scope and my consciousness. Where are you? Are you completed for the day? Have we done everything that we need to do? And if not, I stay up and I go finish what I need to do. I'm a man of my life. Not even a man of my word. I'm a man of my life. Like, what needs to be done in my life, and I go do that thing. And that completely bypasses the circadian rhythm. Is it a real thing? Yeah, but it's just fluffed up so you guys think it's something fancy when it's like, oh yeah, go to sleep when it's night, rise when the sun comes out. Like, okay. People want things to be more than what they are, so they'll fluff these things up to make them try to sound magnificent, when really it's just a neglect of your own consciousness. Because if you're truly aware, your consciousness will show you what needs to be done at that time. And sometimes you can't even do things until 3 o'clock. Sometimes things don't even start until 3 a.m. Sometimes, like, you can't even do what you need to do as far as what needs to be done in this world until 3 a.m. hits. Then you just start it. And then I might stay up until like 7 o'clock in the morning. It just depends. You know, there's certain hours, and it's almost like the lock, you know, like you can't just get it in any safe. You can't just go up to a safe and spin the lock, right? The dial to like try to open it. You have to hit very specific numbers in a very specific pattern, like 1 this way, 2 back that way, half of that way, and then 1 hole that way, and then it opens. And it's the same thing with your life. There's certain channels and openings to where you have to be awake or conscious at this time to be able to receive. And once you receive it, you have to do this thing. And when you do this thing, then that's when you get the revelation. That's why people are like, well, I can, like, you know, going back to what we said, I can get your information on the internet. Like, people did not do the combination to even know what I know. So it's not available because it's not something I got from the internet. It's something that you have to get by being up at 3 o'clock in the morning and staying up until 7 in the morning, or doing certain practices and engagements to where you'd even know. Because without that, you're not going to get this information, which is like oats. Oats like, bro, I haven't worked out. I haven't dieted, but yet I've only been on the guide for like 7 days, like a week, and I have abs because I got this secret information by doing these specific combinations. And as I do it, I apply it to my life. Now that I already have it, I've been having it. I've been having abs for 5 years straight, pretty much, like 5.5 years straight. Like, once I got this fit body, I've never lost it. Summer, winter, spring, and fall, it doesn't matter. I stay like this year round. Why? Because there's a specific understanding that a person can get. And when you apply it to your life, you're sustained through time. And it's not something the internet knows about. The internet actually makes people stupid. To me, when I see the internet, it actually gives people a false type of knowledge or information that's enough to have some sort of effect, but it keeps them imprisoned and like lower in a sense, like on a much less effective level, to where they have to strain and struggle. But whenever you intake this higher power, like, you expand, and no matter what you do, you're always living. So that's why I try not to even ever revert to using a search engine. If I'm looking up for like a local monument in my area, yeah, the internet's great for that. But if it's like to tap into true power, the internet has no idea. And everything you're going to be fed most likely is going to suppress you and keep you in a lower way of thinking. Like you'll think you did something because you read it, but whenever you see the effectiveness of those people, they don't have anything. Nothing I've shared with you guys I got from the internet. I specifically stay away from the internet for that purpose, because I understand, like, it's a ploy to feed you so you don't get powerful. I think the internet coming has like been one of the most debilitating things of mankind. So anyway, that's what I say. Obviously, my body proves it. I haven't worked out in 6 years. I look like this. My teeth are blasting white. My eyes are piercing. I haven't eaten in like over 20 days. So yeah, sure, you can close the door. And probably bring some juice. Ask Lay to bring some juice for me, please.
Okay. Hey, Lay, can you bring some juice
for
Michael?
I didn't. Oh yeah, the mic is on, huh? On your chest. Sasha's like, hey, Lay. It's all cool. But ultimately, like, you can't get this information from there because you'll end up being like those people. I have not seen anybody on the internet that I want to be like. Like, people are like, hey man, who is your who's your mentor? Who do you look up to? Or there's no one I see. The only people I see are comic book characters, because man itself is like, it's so stunted and it wants to be right that wanting or that desire to be right, thank you so much, Leigh, actually keeps them dampened because they want to be right. So people are searching for information to go share it so they can be right. I'm the opposite. I look through all of reality for myself, and I did this myself. And then as I was presented into the world, people are like, bro, you are ripped. What do you do? Do you work out? No. Do you diet? No. Do you do calisthenics? No. Then what do you do? And then I told them what I do. So it's the opposite. People will try to go get information so they can go tell people what to do. I'm the opposite. I got this insight for myself. I became so undeniable that people started asking me what I do. And that's when I made the guide available. I was on the guide for over a year before I ever even told anybody about it or whatever. I didn't make it to sell. I made it for me and my family. So now at this point that I'm undeniable, where did he get this information from? It wasn't the internet. It was not the internet. It was not the internet, dude. There were some things that I learned from the internet for sure, but like I didn't get this direct information that I share with you guys from the internet. And you have to watch out for it too. It'll hold you back.
Which Vanya said, I'm feeling effects in my body too. I'm curious about the effects in my financial and professional life because it has to change for me engage life in a fully way.
Does she have the guide?
I think so.
She has a guide, yeah. Even if you don't have the guide, just from intaking this energy that I share with you guys, it's going to already affect your life. Because everything affects everything. Everything has an effect. Me just sharing what I just said with you is automatically going to make your gears turn and twist your mind in a certain way that you have a different perspective on life. But don't try to get an effect in your financial life. Understand the effect of your financial life is showing you the effect that you're occupying in throughout time. And what I mean by that is don't try to get this to go be effective in your financial life. Get into this so much that the financial life is changed as the result. It's just the result. But it's not something you're pursuing. You don't want to pursue the result. You want to pursue the state. And when you pursue the state, you're always successful. I'm not doing anything. I'm not trying to sell more guides or be more successful. But I occupy a certain state. As I occupy that state, I just continue being successful. I gain more followers. More people get the guide. More girls will send me these crazy DMs that they send me every single day. It's not something I'm trying to. That's just the confirmation of what I'm in. So when I'm in the state, it automatically produces the results, and those results are the confirmation that I've been in the state. But I'll never try to go be successful financially. I don't care. You do that, you lose your power anyway. The moment I pursue something outside of this that I share with you guys, I lose everything. Just like the youth in my face. So those things are just the confirmation that I'm occupying the state that I share with you guys, a harmonic state. Hey, Lele. Lele. Hey, Lele. Yeah. Is there any watermelon? Okay.
We're getting some delivered today.
It's getting delivered. Cool. Thank y'all. Appreciate both of you ladies. All right. Lay. Can she make some today? Like, oh, it is right here? No, can we get some watermelon? That's the same. Can she make it today? All right, before she goes? Oh, so we do have watermelon. Could you check, and if so, put that in first priority? Thank you.
Cool. And
been having a lot of apple juice here lately. I tell you what, it's very activating on the internal organs. So like, yeah, if you have too much of it, it's too it's not chilled, but it's like almost too hot. So you need to balance them out in a sense. All right, next question.
And Little Sassy on TikTok asked,
Rachel,
how did you learn to love yourself to this level?
How did I learn to love myself?
Mm-hmm.
How did I learn to love myself? the positioning of the question kind of stunts it. It's not that I learn to love myself, I just accept it to love myself. It's kind of like that. I'm not learning to love myself, I just accept, okay, I'm gonna love myself. And then that love that I engage in, expand it. I'm not learning to love myself, because if it has to be learned, that it's not natural or authentic. If I'm learning to love myself, it's a fabricated, it's a substitute. Like when I engage in just accepting to love myself, I naturally do the things that would be good for me. But if I have to learn it, that means it's artificial, and I'm trying to do it, which would take willpower, which would also drain my energy.
Mm. And Daniel said that yes, she's got the guide, and next month she will engage in the Discord.
Don't wait. Do not wait. You guys, I'm telling you, I have it backwards. Your life isn't where you want to be because the way that you've been doing stuff, which is why a person even gets the guide in the first place. So your old way would probably be like, yeah, let me get the guide next month to join the Discord. That's your old way of thinking. That's what got you to not being where you want to be in life. I would say do the opposite. Join now. Join the Discord now. Here, go and read the next question.
Okay. Wait, I gotta go back to it. Conscious Harmony asked, what aspects of the guide are you currently working on?
Cool. Awesome. So back to Vanya. Like, you thinking your old way is what led you into dissatisfaction and reaching towards something else, which is the guide, which is the very justification that you want something new. So you have to do things in an order, in a manner that you wouldn't normally do them in. So if you are waiting to hop in the Discord, because it's free anyway, right? Like, I'm not going to get any money from you going today or tomorrow. It's not going to change anything on my part. So I'm just giving you unbiased like insight. Like, if you already have it and it's there, don't push it out and wait until next month. You already have it. It's free. Hop in now, and it will accelerate your mindset to make you a different person than you would be a month from now. If you join now, who you'll be in a month from now surpasses if you would have waited. So if you wait till a month from now, right? Like now, and here's a month, and then you start, in a sense, your mind will be less developed if you hop in now, get all the information, because it's there. It's passive. All you gotta do is hit the voice memos and turn them on, like, let them play. There's not much you have to do. You're going to surpass yourself now. So by the time you both get at that month mark, you'll already be more developed and more skilled than if you would have waited. That waiting is the old you. That's what we're getting out of, because that's what gave you the results that you weren't completely satisfied with. You want more from. So start acting differently. And then for the consciousness, right? The person who asked the question, what parts of the guide am I applying right now? Like, I'm focusing on? All of them. So I do all the guide. I've been doing it for over 5.5 years, and I add to the guide constantly. So we, at least once a year, but if not, sometimes 4 times a year, we'll add more pages to the guide. We'll add new insights that we feel are worthy to be added to the pages inside the guide. So the guide started out as 22 pages, and now it's 340 something pages. So it went from 22 pages to 340 plus pages, because we're constantly adding to it, we're constantly expanding it and making it more. So what I'm doing at the guide specifically is everything. I'm doing the breathing, I'm doing the, the vacuums, or the mirror flicks are a little bit different because there is like another level to it. But I'm doing the meditation, I'm doing P1 through 4. 1 second. Yes, Lay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So I'm doing the A through zinc. I'm doing the grounding, the stomp. I'm doing all the stuff, iron body. So what am I doing? I'm doing all of the guide as much as possible, especially the pooping part. So whenever the guide has you poop in a very specific manner, I poop that way. Because that's almost, it's more important than what people know and how people think. So I would say, don't be sleeping on the pooping portion of the guide. It's extremely important, especially for your cognition. Hey, Sash, you ready or what? Good.
All right. I'm ready. How was that? And Oriah Marilyn Monroe Raw said, I thought a few nights ago in a row that I would be sleeping by 11 p.m. But then I see you live, click on it, and poof, high energy. I'm awake for the next 4 hours.
Because this energy is real. What I'm giving to you guys is what you've been seeking all your life. I know, because I was seeking it too. You're not seeking money. You're not seeking a partner. You're not seeking a new car or a bigger house. You're really not. You're seeking life energy. That's why you're here. You're like, I know there's more. You can get the car and eventually the novelty will wear off. The house, the relationship, whatever, the novelty wears off. Although relationships have a more substantial impact than maybe a material object may have, you know, a non-sentient object. But what you're looking for is life itself. You're looking for life. That's what you're going towards. It's what your eyes are made for. Your eyes are made for to go towards life. Your eyes are made for to go towards and seek out life. That's why you reach for for food when you're hungry. That's why you reach for shelter, because you want to sustain life and perpetuate life. So whenever you guys come here, that's my only purpose, is to live. So every day I'm drawing in and I'm taking in the most life energy. So when I speak, I could say nothing. I could say blip, bloop, blop, bloop, blop, which means nothing technically. And you guys still get energized from it, because it's where that bleep, bloop, blop is now coming from. It's coming from a body that's fully charged on life. So when you just see me, it instantly like charge you up and like, freak yeah, let's go. I have to eat this gnat, man. It's flying in front of my face. Anyway, so that's what you guys are feeling. And I'm making a point to say this because that's all that matters. When you have this energy, you will get money. When you have this energy, you will get the healthy body you want. When you have this energy, you'll have the love. When you have this energy, all this stuff comes. These things are never worthy to be pursued, ever, 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 ever. These things are never worthy to be pursued, ever. These are never the pursuit. These are never the goal, the house, the money, all that stuff doesn't matter. It's simply an indicator if you've been operating in the right energy or not. When you operate in this energy, it expands your creativity, then you gain understanding, and then you just know how to obtain these things. They come by default. And it happens naturally anyway. You have to put out too much energy to obtain these things. And now you have the energy and you have the thing you want, and you get to keep the energy. You have to spend a lot of energy to try to obtain these things. It makes life so much easier and like so much more fluid. Like it flows naturally. I'll read the comments. Sasha's gone. So, all right, T, where are we at? So we have Aurelia Sophia says, "Hey, Mikey, I'm in the Gold Coast saying hi from down under. Aurelia from Australia is tuning in. What is up, girl?" Vanya says, "Ooh, am I saying this right? Ooh, loved your point of view. I'm sure. I feel my life on pause in a lot of projects. I have to let go of the old Vanya who is waiting." Yeah, totally, for sure. And I'm gonna let you know this. Terminology, how we speak, what we say, influences our perception. This is why I'm so specific about what we're actually saying. Because like, yeah, I feel like I put my life on pause, or I feel like I need to break through, or I feel like I need to like biohack. The words we say actually manipulate ourselves. So your phrasing, your syntax, the way that you approach life and what you see from it will completely be filtered by the words you've been saying. So when you say, so now I'm going to get to the point here, put my life on pause, or a lot of parts of my life are on pause, life never goes on pause. Never. You'll never look around and things are frozen, ever. Maybe you're not actively dumping your energy into it, but life itself never pauses. And when you understand that, you'll be much more effective in life. When you see life through that lens, it'll actually make you more effective, or expand or develop your effectivity in reality to where you're more versed through it. because you're not saying terms and phrases to yourself that aren't actual. Because if you ever say something to yourself that's not actual and you said it, it will convince your mind, it will form your perception, and that will justify your paradigm, which will keep you in that realm, and you won't be able to expand out of it. So it's very important. So I'm, especially in the Discord community, you hear me, I'm very specific on wording, because those wordings can either hold people back or advance them.
Wow.
That was Vanya's.
Oh, okay.
Like the ooh-ah.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Did you see Marilyn Monroe's one?
No, I have not.
She said, "Thank you. Live with you all feels like my moment of the day while the whole house sleeps."
Let's go. Let's lie together. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Lie as in lay down, not lie as in not tell the truth. So yeah. Let us lay.
And then moment of the day. Okay. So Lil Sassy asks, are there any parts of yourself you have trouble accepting? If so, how do you come to accept it?
Well, that's kind of what got me into the life guide, is I wasn't accepting myself. Like I had like very loose skin here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I had very loose skin here in this lower ab part, that no matter how much I did abs, no matter what I did, I'd have the skin that would just hang over my belt line. It would just sag over. I was thinking about getting a tummy tuck. I wasn't a fan of my nipples because I developed gynecomastia at the age of around 9 years old. I hated that. And I was balding. Now my hair is filled back in here in the front and all throughout here. I had a bald spot here in the back. It was just skin. And those were the three major things that I didn't accept or I didn't like. So since I didn't like it, I rejected it because I wanted to change it. So not accepting. So wanting to change something is not accepting in a sense. So I would work extremely hard to try to get rid of my chest. I would do all these workouts and I would do cardio. I mean, there were some days I'd run over 20 miles running. There were days I'd work out 4 times a day. I always had a bunch of energy, like no matter what. Like I was never the guy to gas out. I always had stamina and endurance and energy all of my life. Like I don't quit. I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. So I've always had that. But I ended up pushing myself so hard that my body gave up in a sense, or my body broke. I ended up tearing my elbow and it swelled up and I couldn't even like bend my elbow. Sometimes it hurt to even move my fingers. And from that, I couldn't do upper body unless I was going to do like workout with one arm, which would totally make me imbalanced, you know? And then I said, okay, I can't do upper body, but I can still do abs and legs. So I'd start doing legs more. And I ended up tearing my Achilles. So that hurt a lot. A torn Achilles hurts. There's pain there. And because of that, I could no longer do legs unless I was going to do like just one leg, which also, you know, make my body asymmetrical. And it was at that point of me not accepting myself that I tore myself and broke myself. I injured myself to where I was bedridden. I couldn't walk and I couldn't do upper body stuff. I could only move one arm. And all I had was myself. And as I was there, bedridden, couldn't walk or anything, I had to get a scooter if I wanted to walk around the store and stuff like that. I had to go like the little mini scooters. As I was laying down, all I had was myself. And I couldn't do anything. And then I decided to just decide it, right? Not learned, decided to love myself. Because I saw how much I'd been hating myself. Because I'd been pushing myself so hard that I injured myself. So at the end of it, all I had was me. So I thought to myself, like, this is all I have. Let me just love what I have, breast or not, saggy skin or not, hair falling out or not. And I end up loving myself. And through that, now my skin's finally tightened. Now my chest is gone. Now my chest is actually pretty flat compared to what it used to be, because I used to have like boobs as a guy. Now this is like flat. This is like a normal man's chest. Like my areolas are a little big because how big my chest used to be, but it's almost visually gone. I didn't do anything. I didn't have to get surgery or take pills or hormones or anything like that. All I had to do was love myself. And then in loving myself, now my body looks like this. So is there any part that I reject now? No, I'm looking for parts I may be rejecting just so I can accept them and love them. I love all of me. And then through loving me, I keep looking like this.
So Raya Marilyn Monroe said, got the guide, and now everything else I do instead of reading it feels like distraction. LOL. Mom with young kids here, so even reading on the toilet.
What, the toilet?
Reading on the toilet.
Reading on the toilet. Yeah, just make sure don't get the pages dirty. You might have the virtual copy.
And she said I joined a course for the first time in my life a few weeks ago about reality bending. Then you popped up in my reality. I called you my first in my face render confirmation.
Man, it's so awesome. So, like, dude, I'm so excited. Okay, cool. Everything she says is accurate. Like, once you actually read the guide, this is why I say, and I don't mean this in a offensive way, but this is why you always hear me say fasting is stupid, veganism is stupid, carnivore is stupid, because like when you actually read the guide and get these words, you're like, this stuff is just distractions. It's just me doing stuff because I don't know myself. And you see how silly they actually are, starving myself to lose weight, call it fasting. It's dumb, bro. No, once you know yourself, you don't have to do that. Working out so hard to try to modulate my body because I hate myself. What you see, like, dude, I'm worth love and all this other stuff. Man, that's so silly. Just eating vegetables, just eating meat. Like, you see how silly this stuff is once you actually read the guide, because all I focus on in the guide is life. Like, this is what life actually is. I don't focus on anything else. How to have bigger muscles or attract people or like be confident or something like that. I'm like, hey, look, it's time to know yourself. And once you actually know yourself, you see like 90% of the stuff over here doesn't even matter. It's just a distraction. And the funny thing is, once you know yourself and you embrace yourself and you love yourself, you usually end up getting that stuff anyway. You have more money, revenue, finances, whatever. You'll have bigger muscles, better skin, more love in your life, more patience, more energy. Like, all that stuff comes as a byproduct of you knowing yourself, which the opposite is also true. You don't have that stuff that you're struggling for because you don't know yourself. There's not an activity you need to do for this stuff, because once you know yourself, that stuff comes automatically. So I'm super proud of you. I love you. Make sure to hop in the Discord. If you have the guide, you get a free week in the Discord, so check your emails. It's in the follow-up email. You'll get a confirmation of your purchase of the guide email. And then right after that, you have a follow-up email saying like, hey, join the Discord, free week and everything else. So check that. And if you don't see it in your main folder, look in your spam folder.
And then she also said, quote, Mommy, why are you crying? Truth tears. I just read a sentence and felt it so deeply.
So in the guide, when I wrote this is not AI. This is not Mikey trying to make a quick buck. Okay, let me write a book real quick so I can go in. I'm not a marketer. I'm not any of that stuff. That has nothing to do with me. Okay, the way that people think or they're doing stuff to try to get money, I don't care if people buy the guide or not. I made the guide for me. I lived the guide. I retired like 2 years before I even made the guide. So I was already retired for 2 years. Stopped working. I'm like, I'm out, dude. I'm living life and everything else. So when I made the guide, I made it for me and my family. Then people started asking me like, hey, yo, what do you do? And I'm like, here's my notes. You want it? Here you go. I made these words the most powerful words because this is what I want to see. This is what I want to embrace. So every time I would write these down, these were reminders for myself. Okay, what's the most powerful thing I could tell myself? What's the most powerful thing I can remember? What's the most powerful thing that I found so far? And I put them down into, text format. So that way when I read these things, I'm reminded of who to be, what I am, what's actually going on. So when you guys are reading the guide, you're reading life incarnate. These are not just some words, okay, well here, this makes logical sense, so let me do, like, no. What's the most, if I got amnesia and I need to remind me who the F am I, what's going on, I would read these words and these words would breathe life back into my soul and they would remind me of the greatness that I occupy. That's what the guide is. It's the soul incarnate. It's the soul in text format to inspire the breath of life to live. Again, I made it for myself and my family, but now I make it available to you guys. This is also why I say in the guide, read this every single day. I don't care if it's just one sentence, a paragraph, or a chapter. I don't care what you guys. There's actually no chapters in the guide, but the guide's very interesting because I don't even put page numbers in there. You guys didn't put page numbers in there, right?
Nope.
All right, cool. And I want to make sure Sasha illustrates and everything else. So sometimes there's updates. But I specifically did not put page numbers in there because I don't want you to have to remember, okay, let me go to page 42 to get this and get that. I want you to be so one with what the guide is, you know exactly where to find it. That you're not trying to remember a page number. You'd have to like literally remember the phrasing and everything to make your mind work. So you have a photographic memory now by the end of it. That's one thing. The next thing is I want you guys to read this every day, because when you read that sentence or that phrase that makes you cry. Okay, here's another thing. If this was a health book, what health book is making a person cry from reading? Well, you're going to count your calories, you're going to do your macros, and you're going to like make sure that you balance your proteins and your fats and your carbs. That's so true. My carbs and my proteins need to be balanced. That's dumb. People who don't know the guide would say something stupid like that. They're like, it's just a health book. Oh my God. Like, and some people might even like criticize the price. Like, well, why would you charge that much for a book? It's not a book. It's a living incarnate soul that when people see this, they are inspired to live. That they see this, the way these things are structured. I put certain codes in there that when you read this, it draws. You're not the first person who cried. I have this all the time. People are like, bro, when I read your, like, they tell me like, dude, when I read your guide, I start to love myself for the first time in my life. And in the first time in my entire history of being alive, I actually looked at myself with love. But on the outside, when people just judge by appearances, oh, he's just a cocky fitness guy. He's going to tell you how to get abs and like vanity and all this other bullcrap. When you read the guide, like, oh my God, I need to love myself. They're fooled by this because they think, okay, the body, the hat, like, okay, this dude's a gym dude. Yeah, bro, come on, protein bro. But when you read these words, these words bring life to your soul. And that's what your body feeds on. That's why you can follow the guide and not even work out, because you start running on a different fuel. Because the words in the guide are there to bring your soul to life. And when your soul's alive, your body will feed on the energy of your soul and it will shape you. Even though you haven't done a diet, you haven't worked out, you haven't done any of this other stuff. Dude, why am I getting, like Oates saying, like, why am I getting abs? Like, it's only been a week and I haven't even worked out. Why am I getting abs? Because his soul's coming alive. And this is why I tell you guys, read the guide every day. This is why you can't finish the guide, because one of the first instructions in the guide is to read this every single day, even if it's just one line, even if it's just one sentence, because you're feeding your soul with this energy. I put energy in these words in a specific way for a reason, that when you read it's like, oh, you're inspired, you're enlightened, and now your mind thinks greater than the orthodox way, the mainstream way of health and fitness. It's so limiting, it's so boxing, that the way that these people have made this thing. Okay, here's my routine. I got to get up in the morning and like do my face wash and do my calorie counting and have breakfast and also like all that stuff is suppression. That when you feed on the words from the guide, your mind expands, and then life for the first time becomes unlimited. There's no orthodoxy to it. There's no like, okay, it's literally just getting stuff out of the way so you can finally start living. Like removing the toxins and stopping these routines and stopping working out, stopping the suppression, so you can make space to finally live for the first time. And then you live and you look back and you're like, oh snap, I'm ripped. You live and then you look back like, dude, I got younger. You live and now you're like, I have so much more energy and I'm happier now. This is not a fitness book. This is not some stupid routine or how to get healthy. It's not even a health book. I don't even believe in health. It's a life book. It's not even a book. It's a guide. It's a guide to life. That when you read these words, it inspires your soul so much, and it literally brings you alive. Excuse me, sorry about that. That when you read these words, it fills your soul and it literally brings you to life. It makes you alive. It makes you live. And you never had to count a calorie, because all that stuff's barbaric. If you have to count a calorie, then you're trying to jump over the fence and hack your body, and you're trying to manipulate and modulate yourself because you don't know yourself. That all that stuff is for people who don't know themselves. They have to do that. They have to work out. They have to count calories. They have to weigh proteins because they don't know themselves. But when you just know yourself, you don't have to do any of that crap. You don't have to bypass how your body works. You know yourself so much and you operate in love that you just have it by default. And that's what I expressed to you guys. There's nothing like this. You'll never find this on the internet. because it didn't come from the internet. This wasn't birthed from that cesspool of crap. The majority of the internet is just slop. It's like, it's the dead trying to lead the dead. This comes from a higher way, a higher form of life. And that when you engage in it, you will look like a higher form of life. You will stop aging. You will stop wrinkling. You will stop being lethargic or tired. That you'll literally come to life. Some people for the first time in their life. So I'm very proud of you. The journey has just started. Read the guide every single day.
And legacy.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Yes.
Hey, Lele! Lele! Hi. Will you bring me another one, please? Thank you so much. Love you. Yes.
Legacy Estate House said, yeah, good call with text format. Easy to have the thought and hard to create a system to cement it. And then Oriya.
Easy to have a thought and hard to create a system to? Is that what we said?
Yeah, hard to create a system to cement it.
It's hard to create a system to cement it?
Well, you did it, so they're just saying like you did a good job. Like, to do that.
I appreciate
For
that.
most people, like, it's
Thank you.
hard.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. It was a super easy approach because, like, I come from the fitness world. You know, I developed gynecomastia at 9. It didn't go away by the time I was a teenager, so I took life into my own hands. And from the age of 14 on, I've been endeavoring in different forms of health and fitness and trying to get rid of the gynecomastia and all this other stuff. And again, I ended up injuring my body. Like, it only left me dead. It only made me more bloated, like that system and everything else, calorie counting and cardio and all this other stuff. The moment you stop doing it, you blow up and you get big. So I'm like, I can't keep operating in that system. It's not sustainable. So then I went over here to this way of the life guide. I'm like, holy crap, like this is the easiest thing I've ever done. I haven't worked out in 6.5 years and I look better now than when I would work out. It's like, yeah, it's like the no-brainer. Thank you so much. Love you too.
Awesome. And then Oriya said, words fall short to explain what you are doing multidimensionally and what I am receiving. Even just walking in the park, I suddenly notice violent lightning bolts and you pop up in my head. And I see the image of my higher self and your higher self communicating with each other.
I love you.
I automatically stand taller and are booted back into the oneness energy. Instead of how people use oracle cards, it's let me open up the guide and see the right sentence is right there.
It's right there every time. And think about this. When you stand up, so you didn't even do anything, right? So you just walk in the park and instantly like these bolts will hit you and you'll stand up. And guess what happens whenever you stand up? Your frequency changes. You can actually hear, you have a greater perception, an auditory perception of hearing. When you stand taller, your contractions and your muscles loosen in a sense, in a way to make you hear more and you hear higher frequencies. Guess what? You have better circulation. Guess what? You're burning more calories. Guess what? You're engaging more muscles in a sense. You're loosening some while engaging others. Just from standing up. So then you end up having better results than the person who only stands up when they're in the gym, who only activates these things when they're, okay, let me do my workout. You're doing it from inspiration. Now you're standing up, not because you hate the way you look, you want to change the way you look. You're standing up straight because you're inspired. And as you're inspired, you're circulating better, even your cerebral spinal fluid. And now you're having visions and you're seeing where you're going, what's actually happening. And you never had to do any fitness stuff, but yet you get all the results and you live in a higher dimensionality of reality. You're so right. It's very difficult to explain into words what this is because it's not fitness or health. And it's not even manifestation or like spiritual mumbo jumbo. It's the true electricity or the energy of life itself. And it brings you to life. Whenever you have this, you end up seeing all this, like you were saying. This is why I do my best now, because I have so much energy. I feel so freaking charged. Even though we're in the wet season here in Nepal, I'm still so freaking charged. I just try to fill this entire realm with my energy. So people are having visions and stuff like that because I want you guys to get inspired. I want people to be like me because I'm happy. I am successful. Life is effortless. I have the body I want without having to work out. Like, dude, all my life is good. I don't care if everybody's like me, but I want everyone to be like me. Like, at least like this. Because the world would be a better place. You have enough to go around. You have more than enough resources. You have more than enough love. Life is wonderful and beautiful. And if more people get on this, it's like, man, there's more people to celebrate and live with. So I'm putting my energy out as much as possible so people have these visions. Because like now when you see me, like, oh man, Mikey's higher self, now you see your higher self. Now you know where you're going. Now as you're walking, now you're standing, now you're having all these things. And it's a completely different reality to live in. So it's very beautiful. And I'm glad that you're here. You just started. So get ready.
Heck yeah. And Anjavang said, is this Ayurveda living?
No, it's not Ayurveda living. It's not Ayurvedic at all. No title, no name. It's just life itself. That's it.
And they
I
also
don't subscribe to any name. This is not Ayurvedic. This is not tantric. This is not keto or carnivore or it's not none of if there's a title, it's just how far man doesn't know himself. It's literally just engaging in life and being aware second by second, moment by moment, having the energy to sustain it. That's it, baby. All right, what else?
And they also said, you are super hot and you seem like you have a great heart of gold.
I love you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Especially the super hot part. That's so nice. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
And then Oriah also said, I've been dealing with skin stuff since childhood and scratching is currently deeply ingrained. And today I literally read one sentence and it was about the power that we have in our hands and how they will want to touch us to heal us.
That's why you touch yourself. Man, yes, thank you. Okay. Don't give too much of the guide away. Okay. People have to go read. Okay. Don't give too much away. But yes, your hands grab for stuff because they want to nurture and heal. So guess what? If you have a cut, you touch it. You hold it because you actually, your body cares for you more than your mind does. Like you mentally don't know this. You mentally don't care for yourself. That's what leads to all these problems in a person's life. But your body does. Your body makes sure your heart beats. Your body makes sure that your lungs take in oxygen. Your body makes sure that everything flows well. So when you have a cut, a sting, a bite, a scratch, anything, your body will instantly nurture. It runs to touch. Oh, ow, oh, ow. You'll run to touch it because you want to take care of yourself. There's a specific healing mechanism, especially if you do it consciously in your fingertips, that when you touch stuff, it starts the healing process a lot faster. That's why you always see me touching my body. I'm always like touching, and I either do this or I'll touch here. And then like it helps bridge the connection because you have a circuit going through your body, and you can close the circuit by touching different parts of it. Anyway, I don't want to give too much away. Get the guidance in there, but yes, it's very much a part of that. But your skin issues, like once you deal with the majority of the guide, like you embrace it. Once you embrace the majority of the guide, you won't be dealing with skin issues as much. A lot of people have like psoriasis and eczema. Completely resolve that issue after being in the guide. So I'm very proud of you.
And then Laffy Face on TikTok asked, why do I feel so good when I'm lifting? Like I look in the mirror and I feel damn near euphoric.
Well, there's a lot. One, you're blunting your senses. That's for one. You're getting high. You're starving oxygen. You can hold your breath now and feel euphoric. You could starve yourself of oxygen. Take that next breath. Runner's high. Lifting. Did you take any pre-workout before you go? These are all things that influence the chemistry of your brain and the endorphins that you release. So one, you may not also feel good about yourself. So think about this. If you lift to feel good, right, means you were not in that state previously. So if you lift and you feel this, it means that this was not present before. That's the real problem. Why weren't you already euphoric? That's how I'm even speaking to you guys now. I am already euphoric. I already feel elated. I'm like touching myself like this and that. And I'm moving and I'm like, oh man, thank you so much. Hey, that's not. I'm like, why would you ever not be in that state? And that's what I share in the guide. You should always be in that euphoric state. And you should have to do something to get into it. If you have to do something to get into it, it means that you don't know how to stay in it and operate in it. You want to stay in that state always and always be in it and never come out of it. And that if you were out of it, it'd be so weird. You'd be like, why am I not in this state? You wouldn't have to do anything to get into it. Now, everything that you do is from that state. Now that everything that you do, you're operating. So even if you did go to the gym, it wouldn't be the thing triggering you to the state. You were always in it.
Oh, okay.
You want to go say? You
Yeah,
can read me a question then.
Okay, so Anjaving said, "Are you a Pisces? Am so inspired and proud of Americans changing and becoming more loving, less selfish people, and it also influences any other countries like Denmark and all the other countries."
That's awesome. Am I a Pisces? But actually, I would love to hear this, guys. If you know what I am, please don't put it, because I actually have said this a lot. If you know what I am, don't put it. Don't respond. But if you guys don't know what I am, can you guess what I am? Do you guys think I'm a Pisces, or like what sign would you consider I be? And go ahead and put that in the chat now. I'll come back and answer the question. And then America, I'll let you know. And this is anywhere. America has always been a loving place. Like surprise, like I was born there. Okay, so I lived there all of my life. A lot of love is in America. Think of Woodstock. We had love movements, freedom, love, acceptance. Oh, there's kids here. What's up? Washroom, huh? There's one upstairs. If you guys come upstairs, there's one right above me. Yeah, it's already open. Hey, what's up? How are you?
Yeah, fine.
That's cool. I like your jacket. Very cool. Yellow's a good color. So yeah, right up here, go upstairs, and then upstairs again, and it's right above here.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. So I have a lot of people in the house right now. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 9 people here. So yeah, having a party. Some of them are leaving right now. But anyway, America has always been a very loving place. So like me not being a complete Caucasian, I grew up in a primarily Caucasian area, and they would hang Confederate flags up and listen to like, Southern music and stuff like that. I'm from Texas, from the country. And they were very welcoming to me. They were very loving, and they showed me a lot of love and treated me as if I was their own kin and blood. Anna, thank you so much. Love you. I don't know what I'm thinking. I didn't eat, but like, love you. You're amazing. You made broth for me? Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Now I have a reason to thank you. I love you. You have a good day, okay? Hey, I think next week we're going to the waterfall, so if you guys want to go, I told your sister and stuff like that, so we can all plan a date and stuff, okay? Yeah, her sister's really cute, so I was like, hey, so if she's not watching already, she might even be here. But I grew up in a town to where it was primarily Caucasian people, and they showed me just as much love as if I was also a Caucasian, even though I had an afro and everything else. There's like one scuffle when an accident happened and some policemen came, but nonetheless, like even another officer who is Caucasian stood up for me and everybody else and everything else. I was like, America has always had so much love. Like, I don't think the America that you guys are seeing is the true reflection of America. I think that now, since media is everywhere, everybody has access to post media. I think the warfare, the guerrilla tactics on it are being compounded to a greater level to show negativity, because now people can just post their own news and people will watch it. So they have to really double down, like, no, let's control the minds of the people by only showing them the negative news and stuff like that. But the America I'm from, everybody was loving. They'll give you the shirt off their back. They'll be there for you. They'll show up for you. They'll love you. They'll like all the above. So that's where I'm from. And I'm not saying that there's not mean people out there or something like that, but like what I've experienced all my life was nothing but love. My dad who took me in, he wasn't even my real dad. Like, technically, I'm the product of him being cheated on. And then my mom gave birth to me, and then she left, and eventually that man took me in as his own child. That's love. All the women he was around always showed me love. All the women that I was around always showed me love. All my neighbors always showed me love. So I think now, since there's stuff in the sky and all these frequencies going out, you see a big upheaval in the news from America. But the America I grew up with was a lot of love. Even me not being like fully Caucasian myself, a lot of love. And that's all I can ever say. I've only seen a bunch of love from America. It may be different now. They're like pumping signals out in the air that like make people irritated. Cause you have enough signals blasting, or like the refrigerator, right? Like the little hum noise, the high pitched noise, it can like really make you angry or more aggressive and stuff like that. But it's not the person, it's the frequencies being pumped. I think that's happening now in our modern America, that people are being pumped with these signals and everyone's being like a hater and stuff like that. But I think they're under the control of the signals that are being pumped out there. Go back to nature, people have peace again.
And Nice Scissors guessed Libra.
Libra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Is that it? Just one person?
Yeah.
Wow, just one person? Actually, Libras are supposedly very good with my sign, them and Virgos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very orthodox man. Funny enough, I'm unorthodox. But I get more so along with people who are orderly and who have common sense, not very emotional. And I'm a Capricorn. So yeah, Capricorn through the roof, baby. All right, a couple more questions and we'll probably go.
Okay, Amir asked, bro, tell me, is it really natural or do you use peptides?
Peptides are stupid. Again, if you ever heard my message, then you understand what I'm saying. Like peptides, you would already have the answer if you understand what my message is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to speak in offense, but you're telling me like you don't listen to what I'm saying.
I think they might be new.
Maybe so, but they're enough to. Where are they at? From Instagram?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, it's not a YouTube question or a TikTok question. It's an Instagram question because it's so full of vanity.
Actually, a lot of people on Instagram are the ones who've been like pretty deep.
No, that question.
Oh.
I'm not saying that people on Instagram wouldn't be deep. I'm saying that question would come from Instagram. It wouldn't come from YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
There's a different consciousness behind every single app. So like peptides would be a Instagram question, but also they can be very spiritual on Instagram.
Yeah.
There's a wide range. While on TikTok, it's just like nice, like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Where you at? Where you from? What you doing?
Focused on the relationship.
More like, yeah, relationship and like kind of like surface level stuff. While YouTube are usually people like, hey, can you talk about this and go into detail about this specific thing right here?
Mm. Oh, I guess because people go to YouTube to learn.
Yeah, exactly, like how to. Each one has like a different consciousness when they approach and open the app. But two things with that question, right? One, I gotta say, I want to say this first. You're coming with doubt. Is it really? Like you guys got to understand what you're saying. Is it really? Or is it? It's almost like you want the person like, oh, you caught them. Okay, there they are. They're going to change their whole story. Oh, you're right, bro. It's this and that. Like that only produces more doubt in yourself, in your life, because that's where you're going and what you're looking for. Yeah, bro. It's like you got to stop operating in that type of frame because it's going to hold you back. That's the first thing. Second thing, I don't even recommend eating synthetic food. Cakes, amalgamations, cookies, even if it's health stuff. I don't even say going on certain diets, carnivore, vegan, all this other stuff. So nothing synthetic. Guess what falls into that? Peptides. Man-made stuff. It influences your brain, which means it manipulates you, which means it controls you. It's mind control on a micro level. Now the person falls into the perpetuated engine of the industry, the pharmaceutical industry, that ends up running their life and even ruining their life, to where that peptide led to this issue, which led to these complications, which means they only need more pharmaceuticals to adjust and cope from the gateway pharmaceutical, the peptide. And it's all stupid. It's all ignorant. It's the chasm from knowing yourself. Every time you take that, you push further away from knowing who you really are. All that stuff's stupid. And that's why I say it's for the weak. It's for the weak-minded. It's for a person who has no identity of themselves. It's for the desperate. It's for the insecure. Like there's no valor in that. There's no glory. There's no power. You know what I'm saying? So no, bro, no peptides. They're stupid. They're for the weak.
And Raya said, "You are so beyond the zodiac signs."
I appreciate you.
And Daniel
I really do
Beardall-
appreciate it. That means a lot. Yeah.
Daniel Beardall said, "My
Daniel-
brother."
Yo, Daniel, what up, dude? How's life in Aussie land, bro? I love you so much, man. You're a very beautiful soul, handsome man. Daniel's been in the Discord community for some time now, for like 7-8 months or something like that, maybe close to a year now. I have nothing but love for this man. He applied some of the metrics from the guide and the methods, stuff like that. Saw great financial success and landing contracts and stuff like that. So my energy always goes out to you. I love you. I honor you, and I'm honored to say that you're my brother. I love you, man.
Yeah. And then Anja Vang said, "What about anxiety? I go to the gym, but after something happened to me, I have tons of anxiety." And one woman told me it's in the stomach.
Well, there's so many things I want to say, but I don't think that it's for me to reveal the person, but the person's there to reveal themselves to me, so I can just at least give this answer, but not the reveal of. Because there are things that you said, it's like, what? Okay, sure. Anxiety is there to expose to yourself the separation that you have from yourself, and to the degree of, when you don't know yourself, you're anxious because there's no confidence. How can you be confident in something you don't know? You can't be. So the anxiety is there as the indicator, as the proof that there's a lot of you that you don't know. You don't spend time with yourself. You don't spend time observing yourself, acknowledging yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, exploring yourself, and defining yourself. So therefore the end result is anxiety. So the anxiety is there to say, hey, you don't know yourself, and you don't even spend time knowing yourself. So when you go and know yourself, like I mentioned, the guide in the Discord community, what's there to be anxious about? You're just living. You're just alive. There's no reason to have anxiety. Like, it doesn't serve any purpose.
And then Ali on YouTube said, "Oh, cool, I'm a Capricorn too."
What up, Cap? How's it going, bro?
And Laughy Face on TikTok said, "Oh, I guess you're right."
Okay.
And then Nina said, "Hi, Mikey, how to deal with fear?"
Fear and anxiety are kind of in the same boat. When you don't know yourself, but fear is the manifestation of insecurity. So insecurity is self-hate. Self-hate is not knowing yourself. In this type of manner. When a person doesn't know themselves, they hate themselves. They work against themselves. And when they hate themselves, they produce insecurity. When they're insecure, they're fearful about the external because there's no confidence in moving forward. If you were to tell me your name, would there be any fear in that? Of course not, because you know your name. You have a great establishment of who you are as far as name-wise, and you can relay that information to me. So an external thing, you sharing your name with somebody else is a very non-fear associated action, because you know that part of yourself. But if there's a part of yourself that you don't know, or a realm that you don't know, when you enter it, or that external thing, fear is going to be present, because at that part the fear is external, because you don't know to that degree who you are or what you are. So there's no confidence built up. So you have the insecurity, but the insecurity is only there because you know yourself. The self-hate is there because you don't know yourself. On the opposite end, when you know yourself, you know who you are, you're established, you're not insecure, you're confident, you love yourself, you know yourself to that degree. So when you go out, you utilize the best of yourself that you can, and you usually have greater levels of success. So the fear is simply a response to how much you don't know yourself, just like the anxiety.
And Linda, if you want to finish your question, I didn't catch the end of it.
Hey, turn your screen brightness up a little bit, please.
Yeah. And then I'll read it out loud.
Yo, that's what I look like?
You look good.
Oh my God. Look at those abs. I'm just standing too. Hold up.
You're just chilling.
Hold up, dog. God dang. The screen was like black almost. I got to get like super close to see it.
I could see.
Dang. So I got that night vision on.
Yeah,
That screen vision.
Too bright. But so
I like the color of my skin, man. I like this like darkness. I was in the sun for probably about like a good 30-40 minutes before I started this, which is kind of what charged me to come live. I was in the sun meditating, And then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to talk to people. Like, let's go. So I
Which
have a little bit more of a tan.
Brad on YouTube said, "Love you being, brother."
Love me being.
Yeah, you love you just being.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, Brad. I love you too, brother.
Yeah. And then
Real
Noah.
talk. Noah
Or N-O-H said, "What's you drinking?"
This is juice. The ladies made me some juice. So Lay kind of heads the ladies downstairs. We have like housemaids, and they make me fresh juice every day and stuff like that. So watermelon juice. Look at that. We were talking about the watermelon earlier.
Yep.
They just made me some fresh watermelon juice. Yay! Not saying that you guys should drink it, because you should eat right now, because that's the best thing for you now. And then we also have some handy dandy apple juice. So yeah, this one's from yesterday. It's cold, it's condensated and stuff like that.
And then Oriah said, "Your clairs must be heightened."
My what?
Clairs? Well, I'm guessing like clairvoyant, clair.
Oh, clear audio. I would say, yeah, for sure. I usually have precognition as well, so I can kind of see things before they happen and kind of like regulate the like okay, let's take zodiac, right? Let's take numerology, zodiac, astrology, all the other stuff, right? It's simply there to show you what the energy of the day, the year, the month, and everything is, right? That's it. So we're like approaching Cancer season, and it's going to be extremely emotional for a lot of people. Like this time of year is extremely like emotional and not well put together. This is probably like summer flings and love, where people get together and stuff like that. It's not spring where people like hooking up, but it's like, this is where like it kind of like it's the puddle, like the putty mess we're getting into. So if you know that we're coming into this type of season, it's telling you what the energy is, so you can appropriate accordingly. So as it's a puddled mess, you can stay together. Now, take it back to Capricorn, right? January. January is saying like, hey, look, this month's going to be highly critical. It's the first month of the year, technically, by the calendars that we use in our modern day. It's a very critical month. You had to have your stuff together if you're going to survive January. Like it starts to get like really, really, really cold, like December, January. Like you have to make sure that you have your life together, because if not, a lot of people won't survive. So you have to make sure that when you're approaching those critical months, you stay loose enough and warm enough to where you're not cold. That's something I deal with, in a sense, or at least have in the past, where like I made sure that I'm not so critical that I'm cold or off-putting or just like stone like a machine, but I'm also very warm and loving as well. So like I had to counterbalance my own energy. So the number of the day, numerology, right? 1 through 33, right? You have 1, 2, 2 is 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 22, 33. These are all just energies of the day to tell you what to operate and how to approach it, because on one days it's going to be a little bit more aggressive. So you can be the counter of that and not let that aggression overtake you or somebody else's. On 7 days, maybe more introspective. So if people are a little bit more standoffish, you wouldn't even take it personally, because you understand it's the energy of the day. So everything's simply the emission or the reflection of the energy, so you know how to collaborate with it in what the day is calling for. And that's all it is. That's all it really is. It's not like you have an enemy sign or an enemy number. It's just like, okay, this is that energy. You have to understand to operate in that energy to harmonize with it. And the next day is this energy. You have to understand how to harmonize in that energy. And this, and that way, it's every day is a good day, because you're acknowledging what the energy is. You're not trying to force it to be something else. You're just moving with it. Excuse me.
And the rest of her question was, have you been playing around with those senses, or is it in the guide and I will come across it?
Well, tell me what the senses are. You said clair, but like clairvoyant, like what do you mean exactly, so I can answer your question versus trying to assume your question in my head. I don't like do that. It's a waste of energy. So like, let me know what exactly you mean, and I'll let you know.
And then Ev on YouTube asked, how important is it all, if at all, was community for you to help you ground this energy?
Well, I mean, Sasha and Lay totally helped me. So like them being there, it's not just community, it's the right community. So community, not so much, because most people don't know what the F they're even talking about, or they're just trying to, A lot of people out there are just echoing what they heard somebody else say. Hey, bro, we're having a 5D co-creation experience, one another cohabitating in the age of Aquarius for this. It's like, none of those things you made up or you said or as original content. You just said that because someone else said it. Now you're talking about autophagy and the cognitive dissonance and all this. Like, these are just borrowed terms that they're using as their own identity. So a lot of community is going to be parrots, people parroting. So I don't really engage too much in community unless the person can be aware and conscious right now and actually identify what's going on. That's not a buzzword that they heard somebody else say. So to find that might be rare. I don't really look for it, but when I live with both Sasha and Lay, we got to the most direct issue without a tag or a label or a buzzword, and that really helped the advancement of my expansion at a greater accelerated rate. So I would say them in my community, amazing. Just anybody in my community, I'd probably have to drag them. So yeah, not all communities are created equal. That's why I say the Discord community is the most powerful community, because you're not going to find what's in the Discord anywhere else.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we're a different breed.
And Lauren on TikTok asked, what time is it where you guys are? It's 2:48 a.m. where I am.
Well, Lauren, where are you?
It's currently 1:38 p.m. here.
Yeah, Lauren, where are you?
Mm-hmm. And then Linda on Insta asked, I'm contemplating on knowing myself and also staying open and not holding yourself in a concept of who you think you are. How do you see that?
What was the last part again? See myself?
Not how do you see that, but like the one before.
Yeah.
So
because I'm trying to justify the how do you see that? How do I see what exactly? Like,
so I'm contemplating on knowing myself and also staying open and not holding yourself to a concept of who you think you are. How do you see that?
Well, I don't know if how do you see that would be the exact question that would correlate to what you actually want. I would think that what you mean is like, how would one do this? How do you do it? How do you be open to yourself without holding yourself to a standard of how you think that you should see yourself and all sorts of stuff, right? How do you do that? How do you stay open while still grow by seeing yourself? So you need to understand you're never not yourself. People will tell themselves a false story, a fable, like, well, I need to go and get away from everybody to find my true self. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Even if you're an impersonator, that's you, because you are the person who would impersonate another person. That's who you are. So you're never not yourself. You're never away from yourself, and you're never being somebody else. You're not. You can only be yourself, because you only see life through yourself, and no one else can see life the way that you see it. That's the first thing. You're never not yourself. You always are yourself. And no matter what you do, that's what you would do as you, even if it is to imitate somebody else. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, I mentioned this in my Discord community, is to reduce yourself down to the most reduced state of who and what you actually are, without labels or titles or like societal standards. When you come to that point, you see what you actually are, and you can start building out from there. And it makes it so much easier. I have a whole, I think a 20 to 30 minute long voice memo, like 2 or 3 voice memos on how to actually do that process. And then you become established in yourself, and then it's easy. You don't have to try to do these hula hoops or back bends to try to know myself and who I am and all that stuff. It makes it so much easier. That's in the Discord.
I can get the charger, but before I do,
yeah, we'll probably end this very, very soon.
Okay, Vanya said, do you do goal setting or just go with the flow and life indicates you the way?
Well, I actually say in the Discord community that goals are a gamble. I have no goals because I have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? When I have a purpose, I don't need a goal. I just live my purpose. And I don't there's no goal. I only have one purpose, which is to live. So I'm looking for anything that would negate me living, and I remove it. But if anything would promote me living or expand me living, then I will go and I will engage in that. Thank you, Lily. So there's no goals in my life. As I live, I have everything I ever want. I live in heaven. I live in peace. I live in harmony. I live in nirvana. I'm surrounded by beautiful women, and I have, nice places that I stay. I have a beautiful body that people compliment constantly. And I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to do any of this stuff. The only thing I'm trying to do is my purpose, which is to live. I'm just living. So yeah. That would be it. But when you have a goal, you start manipulating yourself and like lying to yourself and all this other stuff. You start making this thing God. Like if money's your goal or this or that, like now you're giving your life energy to go pursue this inanimate thing. And it gets pretty crazy. Is this for your computer?
No, free.
For the phone? Is it about
Yeah. It's at 20%, but
Okay, cool.
So Mikey from Silvery Handy asked, Mikey, do you ever cry?
Man, I usually cry like once a year. I haven't cried since last year in August. That was my last time I cried.
And it wasn't like bawling, crying or anything, but
there were some sniffles in there. Yeah. Yeah. And whenever I was crying, I felt like I didn't represent myself in the way that I would want to see myself. And I said mean things to a person. And like, even if a person does dumb stuff or evil stuff, it's not in my spirit to say mean things to them. So even if a person did something very disrespectful to me, or even one of the ladies, I don't see myself as a person who would go into hate or in a hateful manner. So I saw myself do that or slip into that. And it's like, I don't care what you do. You can do all the stupid stuff you want. I'm better than that. So I felt like for that moment, I participated in that stupidity and that hate. And then by the next day, I'm like, how could I do that to myself? How can I even say these words to another person? So me even just insulting somebody, kind of as weak as that may sound, it actually made me cry because I feel like I let myself down, because I don't insult people. I don't speak bad about people. I don't speak negative about people. I never want to be like a hater or something like that, or lie or say insulting things to people. That's not who I am. So I slipped into that and I did it. And that was enough to like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never insulting. No, that's not me, dude. So that's the last time I cried. Which is in August in Kazakhstan. Like August, I think August 8th in Kazakhstan. Like I remember the day I did it. I eventually apologized to the person, because even though that person did stupid stuff and like they literally did like, dude, this is so dumb. I apologized for my actions. Like it's not right for me to say words like that. So that was the last time I cried, because I felt like I let myself down, because I'm better than that.
And then Oriya said, yes, I meant psychic senses and abilities like levitation, moving objects.
Never levitated, never had telekinesis.
Making things appear and disappear.
I never had a material construct, ever.
And then
I've gone to the past though and changed things in the past and like really made my future bright. I've gone to the past and like made myself extremely set for the rest of my life, like time travel type stuff, but I've never materialized an object or like had telekinesis or levitated or anything like that. So no, I have not practiced those.
And Cade said, deep brother, you're a good man. I
appreciate that, dude. I love you. Like at the end of the day, I have to live with myself, and it's like, it's not them who has to live with what I say, it's me who has to live with it. So like, that's why I tell you guys, like, these lives, when I share these words, they're coming from that spirit. This is not like, hey, turn the camera off, haha, stupid mother, beep, 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 beep. I might curse and stuff like that for like fun and like joking around, but to insult another person or bring darkness on the situation, or as I say, like throw shade or like every word I speak sticks to my own soul. So I try to make sure in everything I do, I only speak the most powerful, the most uplifting, the highest, and everything else. Sometimes I'll cut through the bull crap. If a person's being stupid, I'll call it their stupidness, their stupidity, but there's still no reason for me to insult them. Like, we can clearly point to their actions. Yo, you did A and it led to B. You can point it out. But for a person to be degraded and stuff like that, no prejudice, no racism, nothing like that, bro. Like, there's never a reason to insult a person, to insult. You can call out their actions and hold them accountable, but to start insulting them and degrading them, ain't it, man? Because that affects your spirit, and like your spirit will be tainted So every time you speak like manifestation or something else that you want, it will always be carried by those words and it won't be as effective. And then we let our own soul down, our own spirit. All right, what are you gonna say?
Kate said, I feel you.
100%, man. What good are we if we can't even respect ourselves? Because we can say we respect ourselves, but in our hearts, if we don't really respect ourselves, it doesn't matter what we say. Because the energy knows energy. And you can't lie to yourself. You can't. I have a manifestation course in my, not a course, but kind of like a guide. I don't really know what to do with it because like I was going to share this with the world, but I don't know. I just ended up sharing with my Discord community. My hands must be growing. I just ripped my pocket up.
Oh my God.
My hands are so big. I must have grown so much. I put my hands in my pocket. My hands are so wide. My pocket just ripped from me just putting my hand in there. Not even like deep. But in that Discord, in that manifestation guide, I tell people like, you can't lie. You cannot lie. Like it only hurts you. It only holds you back from manifesting because you won't trust yourself at the end of the day. If you lie, you know you lied. And when you know you lie, you violate yourself. And any violation that you do to yourself taints and tarnishes your spirit, and it makes you ineffective in reality. You have to tell the truth. Or just don't say anything at all. Maybe like, that might be part of it, but definitely don't lie.
And then Brad on YouTube said,
I think lying's one of the worst things in the world. That's why you see me with women, but I'm not a cheater. Like I don't go behind people's back to go like sleep with women. Like I will tell them to their face before I ever go and do it. I won't go do it and then like, oh yeah, hey, I didn't. I'll let everyone know way in advance before, because like lying makes you, for a man, lying will make you a little bitch, and like it'll really dampen your flame. It'll like suppress your power. So like be a man, be bold, tell the truth, say what it is, and you'll have so much more power and respect. And if you lie and try to sneak around and do that stuff, you may not get what you want, but you're going to have respect at the end of it, which will inevitably give you what you want.
Brad on YouTube said, I'm interested, Mikey. What is your perspective on religion and specifically Christianity? Did you grow up in church or anything?
This is Brad?
Yeah.
Okay.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. That's cool. Let's see here. I'll make this short and sweet. I learned how to pray when I was like 5 or 6. Ended up getting all my prayers I ever wanted answered. And I carried that into my teen years. Became the most popular kid in my school. Got a bunch of money. Became handsome and like all the girls wanted me. Just from praying, dude. And then I thought like by the end of my teenage years, like when I was like 18, 19, I thought to myself like, man, I've been so blessed. Let me go and, give God some like glory. So I started going to church, and church kind of like messed up a lot of those results and kind of made me poor. It really wrecked my life in a sense, or like destroyed the success I was having. It was a blessing because through that I did meet Sashi, but I think I could have met her even without church. It's probably a way. But went to church for like 10 years pretty much. And then I kind of reverted back to my old ways pre-church. And I've been living blessed ever since then. I don't give myself to a religion. I don't care what anybody else believes. I'm not looking for a belief system. I'm not looking for a religion. I'm not looking for spirituality. I'm just going to the most effective manner in this reality because I'm only here once. Let's make it as effective as possible. I'm not waiting for the sweet by and by, the there and after. I'm looking for what's the result here and now. I don't care if it's a intangible maneuver that creates tangible results like praying or manifesting. It doesn't have to be physical and carnal to have substance to it, but there has to be effectivity. If there's no effective, if I'm just praying all day and nothing's happening for years, I ain't waiting around for that. Like it's either happening or it's not. And I'm always going closer towards that. So I subscribe myself to no religion, no theology, and I give myself over to the fullness of what life is. And then as I live, I look younger and stronger and better. I mean, again, dude, I'm almost 40. Like the body that you're seeing is from a dude who's like not too far from being 40. I'm 37 years old. I eat once a year, which is crazy to say. Um, I have multiple loves. Women, surround me all the time. I get the opportunity to stay in very nice places. I'm a very blessed man. So like, I don't give myself over to the flesh. I'm not just lusting all day. I actually do man seed absorption, so I don't spill myself. I have I'm not out of control of my own body to where I would just, jump a person or like try to like desperately be with like the opposite sex and stuff like that. But I'm very if anything, I'd be very stoic, but I don't even believe in stoicism. I think I don't think it's it. Like long story short. So I just engage myself in the presence and what this reality is to be effective in it. And if there ever was a supreme source who made everything, it's showing how effective it is by making everything. It says that's the level of consciousness and understanding is its ability to create all reality. So the best way to worship that thing is to understand reality to that same degree and depth and be effective in it. If you have a religion but no effectivity, you have nothing but a delusion.
Oh, dang.
So everything's about how effective can I be in this reality without it stealing my life force. I can give myself and dedicate myself over to something like idolatry, and I give my life force to it to make it live while I die. But if you're truly effective, like consciousness itself, it won't die from making reality. God's like, oh, on the 6th day it made it, and then it just dies because like, it was too much. No, it's like, okay, hey, this is good. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna chill on the 7th day, right? So in the same way, I should be able to be completely effective in this reality and also be simultaneously unfazed to where I'm doing all this stuff in reality. My followers are growing, more people are getting to God, my Discord, my success, my lovers, my partners. I'm growing in how many partners I have and all other stuff. And I don't look like I've even aged a day because it's so effortless because of the understanding I have and that I engage in. So that's what I would say is the embrace that I go for.
And Juliana from Instagram said, do you see it possible to be fully yourself in a corporate environment? I am currently figuring out this journey while doing my job and career.
Well, any field that you're in, you have to adapt yourself to it. If you go to Japan and act like a Westerner, you're not going to have a great effectiveness in your experience there. There are a lot of customs in that region that if you adapt and acclimate to those customs, you'll get a lot further in life. So it's not, can you fully be yourself? That's not what you're trying to do anyway. Can you go into the wilderness and fully be yourself? No, you have to adapt to the wilderness or you will get killed by a lion or a bear. You can't just walk around as you want. That bear, if it tracks you, you could be in danger. So you're never fully being yourself. Even right now, I'm not fully being myself. I'm still wearing clothes. If I wasn't on this camera right now, I would not be wearing these shorts. I don't walk around the house in shorts, trust me. So it's not about fully being yourself. That's the delusion that they want to implement in your mind to make you suppressed. Oh, I'm not fully being myself, so therefore I can't. That's the weak person's mind. The weak person's mind, like, they think they need to not be a part of something to be themselves. That's the stupidest thing ever. Okay, then go to the bottom of the ocean without scuba gear or some sort of like submarine. No, be yourself at the bottom of the ocean. You can't. You need to acclimate and adapt. You need gear. You need specific suits and pressurized environments to do any of this stuff. Or same thing to go into the air, like you're going to fly a plane or something like that. So it's never about being yourself. Being yourself is the biggest illusion that you've been propagated to make you independent. So it disassociates you from effectiveness in this reality. In this reality, you want to be able to be in any situation and thrive. That's what truly being yourself is. It's not about being, okay, well, I want to scratch my butt right now, but I'm in the board meeting, I can't scratch my butt, or I can't say what I want to say. No, really being yourself is to be in the board meeting, you succeed. Be at your desk, you succeed. In the AM, you succeed. With your colleagues, you succeed everywhere you are. because you're successful in any environment. You're blessed in the city, you're blessed in the field. You know what I'm saying? But if a person ever thinks like, oh, I want to be myself, they will never see the fullness of what success actually is, because it's not, success isn't in you being yourself. Success is being effective no matter where you are. You could put anything in your face and you would bring it to its highest effectivity. And that's what success actually is. I'm not trying to be Mikey. I'm hearing your question and I'm bringing you to a higher standard, because now my energy is merging with yours and I can no longer be myself because now I'm merging with you. Now our consciousness are melded. And I'm bringing us both up because I'm not trying to be myself. I understand to be in this world, I have to adapt to everything. If it's snowing and it's too cold, I have to put on a coat. I have to protect my feet from getting frostbite. So I can't be myself. I have to be my shoes and my jacket and, speak the language of the land and the people to be effective. This being yourself thing is a Western parasite, or it's a parasite of an ideology that look at the people trying to be themselves. They're poor. They don't get anywhere. They have less friends. They justify having less friends. But I like to meditate anyway. I like to be alone. Nothing in nature stands alone. The trees are all interconnected in their roots, and the animals are harmonious with each other. Like even the cougar, when it's not hungry, it'll pass by, prey. If it's not hungry, it's not going to go try to catch a hog. So they even work with each other sometimes. But this independent mindset of the Western thinking, it degrades and deteriorates the mind of a person to make them think, well, you're not yourself, so you're not happy. That's a self-inducing problem, because they think they have to be themselves. I'm not looking to be myself. I'm looking to be effective, which is why you're even watching me, because I'm effective enough at least to grasp your attention for the past 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go out there, and if you can get energy from your environment through your cognition, then continue in it if you want to. And if you don't like that specific environment, then go make a better one. You know what I'm saying? You guys are here because the environment I create on this live is pleasing and pleasurable, that you come in like, oh, Mikey gives me so much energy, it makes me feel better. Let's ask him a question. But if this environment was terrible, you're like, but you guys like it because I made it. So if you don't like the environment you're in, go make a better one like I did.
Juliana said, thank you, very enlightening perspective.
There's only one Mikey. I'm right here. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying all these other people are only mimicking what they heard in the book. This is real life. Mikey, should I quit my 9 to 5? Mikey, should I do this? Mikey, should I do that? The people go to what they know from a book. But instead we go to life. Okay, well, what's life actually saying? Because for Juliana, it's a different answer than this person. Look at every answer that I give you guys. It's always different because it's coming from a different viewpoint of life versus just the same regurgitated information. Let's seek life. It has the answer. All right. One more really good one, and then we'll go.
Which, let me do a comment real quick.
Yeah. You can say all the comments, stuff like that, but I'm going to do a really good.
So Brad said, I appreciate your answer, my guy, because I don't feel as isolated anymore. And then he also said, I lost myself and things got destructive for me as well, like he said. So I appreciate that greatly, my friend.
I love you, man. You guys, isolation is the devil's trap. I don't believe the population is what it claims to be, but I know there's millions of people here, if not billions. I see them, they're everywhere. For you to feel isolated with literally millions of people in the closest city to you, that's the devil's trap. This independent stuff, this isolation, that's how people get devoured. That's how they get eaten. This is why gangs and governments are so strong, is because they're coming together. Isolated, you're gonna be consumed, bro. If you're walking down an alley and it's only you, and then 5, 6 gang members come and pull up on you, you're defenseless. You have nothing. But if you have a group of 10 who you lock arms with in brotherhood, it's just there's nearly nothing you can't accomplish or overcome. A triple braided cord is not easily broken. So like bind yourself, man. Like this isolation stuff. Notice if you're isolated, the trap is working. That's why I say get off of AI, go meet real people, go talk to real people, go have real conversations, show interest in other people. Do not allow yourself to be isolated. That is the trap. That's what's happening. If you don't know where to go, I have a Discord community. And it's cool because sometimes the people in my Discord community meet each other. They'll go and like they'll hang out with each other. And they're friends in real life. Some of them have come out to meet me, multiple. And then even one here recently, hey, I'd like to come out and meet you guys. We're real people. Isolation is a trap, dude. Like that's it. Like this independence thing, or I need to be myself, or I'm a bad bee, I'm gonna get my bags crew, all this other stuff. That's the demented thinking. To play any chord, you need multiple notes. To have any harmony, there has to be more than one. You can't have harmony if there's just one. That's a sign. That's just one. You need multiple. Even your body is made of multiple things. Fluids, bones, flesh, tissue, organs, heartbeat, lungs, liver, spleen, your eyes. Like, look at how many things. Imagine how many different types of hormones you have in your body. Testosterone, like T1 through, I think, 4, maybe 5. You have estrogen, of course. You have oxytocin. I mean, there's like a plethora. You're not even just one thing. So this independence thing is a lie. It is a trap. And you have to understand that you're connected with everything and everybody. Not to be yourself, but to exemplify what this reality in this realm is. That's why I'm here with you guys, to literally connect with you. I don't think once have I told anybody to buy the guide. Not one time. I'll tell you it's in the guide, but I haven't told anybody to go buy the guide. Like, I have not sold you one thing. I'm here to simply share this energy that I found. I was lucky enough to find it and grab it and grasp it. And now that I found this unyielding source of energy, I'm here to share it with you guys. That's it. That's my motive. To literally connect and not be alone, not be independent, not be isolated, not be like, oh, I'm the one, I'm the main guy. No, I'm here to connect with you all, with myself up, so we can all connect with each other. So you're not alone, bro. I love you and I'm here for you. All right, next question.
Do you mind if I answer this question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Linda.
I'm not going to go right now, but I'm saying I'm going to give like one more really deep answer.
Okay.
But we can say like,
I'll say some
comments,
really
remarks,
quick ones.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Linda asked, curious about your human design type. He is a projector with a 5-1 profile. And then Deuce was asking, what is drinking blood like, bro?
I gotta take a deuce.
I've been...
For real, this juice got me deucing.
Oh my God. He said, I've been getting consistent downloads to drink it for over a year and haven't done it.
Listen to yourself. You know what to do and you still haven't done it. Think of all the other areas of your life where you know what to do and you haven't done it. If you just do what you know to do, you'd be so much further in life. What's stopping you from doing what you know to do? Like, think about that. You've known to do something for a year and you delayed 365 days. That's your own progress. That's your own success. That means the next door can't even be open or shown to you to the last door. And you're just waiting outside a year like, I know I should open the door, but I know I should open the door, but I know I should open the door. And you're just there, man. Let's do it. I don't condone the drinking of blood, but if you want to, go ahead.
And then we got 2 things about movements with the guide. Laughy Face asked, is sprinting recommended in the guide?
Sprinting is recommended in the guide. It's recommended if you want to do something, but it's not mandatory. If you want to do something, I'd rather you do a sprint than like some like long distance jogging.
And then,
but it's not, you don't have to do sprints to have this body.
And then Full of Energy asked, can you train just a little bit of calisthenics? Is it compatible with the guide? I just want to understand, why is it better to not work out?
So you can save all, like, this is the reason why it's better to not work out, right? Because you're going to come from a position that's outside the guide, from unknowing. You're going to come from a position to where you don't even know what you can get in this guide. So you're coming like, hey, look, I don't know what I can fully get from this. So here's my take on it. Can I do this? Well, if you're wanting to do this, you have to understand it's from not truly understanding this. Once you truly understand this, you only want to give your energy to this. Because this, when you give your energy to it, you get clearer skin, you get bigger muscles, you feel better, you have more aliveness in you, you have more coherence, everything makes sense. It's so much easier. Versus depleting your energy to a bar or something like that.
Mhm. So Evie, this is the deep one that you can answer, asked, so is knowing yourself different than being yourself?
Yes. That's my answer.
Oh.
I'm done. No, I'm playing. I'm just kidding. Yeah, because you're always yourself and you're never not going to be anything but yourself. But you may not even know what you're being. So you're being yourself all day, but you don't fully know why you're doing what you're doing. So even though you're going and saying, what's the person's name?
Evie.
Eevee. Cool, good enough.
Yeah.
So Eevee, the Pokemon, can go out and be Eevee all day and still not know why Eevee does what Eevee does. And these are like your natural traits or your quirks and stuff like that, like your twitches and your mannerisms, and still not know where these things are even coming from. But when you know yourself, you find out where these things are even sourced from, because every action has a source, an inspiration, a motivation of where it comes from. And whenever you find where these things are, a lot of times they dissolve and you quit being that thing and you actually become something else. Now you're a different you that you're being. So yeah, you can go out and be yourself without knowing yourself, because you will always be yourself, because that is what you would do at that stage and at that time. Cool. Well, I love you guys. If you want, go to MikeyBreathes.com to go get the guide or sign up to the Discord community. If you sign up for the full year, you get the guide for free and the meal plan. There are over 2,740 voice memos specifically from me teaching you this stuff, and a lot of them last over, I'd say, 20 to 30 minutes each. There are some that are in there that are quick teachings, like 5 minutes, but a majority of them are like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, even some that are 50 and 60 minutes long. Over 2,700. There's a lot of knowledge in there. So if you are an avid learner and really want to know these higher levels of dimensionality, that's the place to go. If you just want to get the guide, you can get that too. If you don't want to get any of that stuff, you can still watch a lot of my videos, like my live. This one here will be posted on the YouTube channel, MikeyBreathes.com. And you can keep up to date with everything I'm doing on my broadcast channel or my updates page on Instagram. So on my Instagram bio, there's a little updates tab, like Mikey Updates. You want to keep up to date with all the interviews I've been on, stuff that's coming out, stuff like that. And if you want to know more of my personal life, go to my Facebook page. I post a lot of personal stuff there. But ultimately, the best place to be is definitely the Discord. It's so freaking powerful. I almost said it a different way.